It's Thursday, January 30th, and there has been a lot of activity in the Arkansas legislature today. Bill filing included things from fireworks sales to public school funding to shell bills, health care. Are we getting our own Department of Government Efficiency? All of it. So let's dive in. Start with House Bill 1331, focusing on Jefferson County. Obviously, 3 state representatives from Pine Bluff filed this bill, an act to amend the law concerning procedures of the county quorum court for annual appropriations, to require the county to continue to operate under the annual appropriation ordinance for the prior year until a new annual appropriation ordinance is adopted, and to declare an emergency. Now, this is obviously targeted at the Jefferson County Quorum Court in Pine Bluff, who have not come together with the county judge to pass a bill there. And fault seems to lie on both sides with this, but it looks like the legislature is stepping in to intervene and say that employees have to be paid even if you don't pass a budget. House Bill 1324 is an act to amend the time of permissible sales of fireworks in this state. This would add an extra week for fireworks sales, basically saying that instead of starting at June 20th, they could start June 13th through July 10th every year. Healthcare related bills of note filed today. House Bill 1332 is an act to require the Arkansas Medicaid program to cover GLP-1 receptor antagonists for weight loss, and to require health benefit plans to cover as well for weight loss. That was filed by Republican Aaron Pilkington. House Bill 1316 is filed by Democrat Representative Fred Allen, and it is an act to mandate coverage for lung cancer screenings. Next is Senate Bill 149. It is an act to amend public school funding amounts under the Public School Funding Act. It basically changes distribution amounts based on the adequacy schedule. So for the 25-26 school year, the foundation funding amount was $7,618. This would propose that it goes to $8,162. Then for the following school year, 26-27, the foundation funding amount would be $8,371. Now, there's some additional funding that's laid out in this bill, and it is up to the legislature to determine those amounts based on their adequacy study that they do in the off years. And last but not least, 2 shell bills just to keep an eye on is Senate Bill 147, filed by Senator Jim Dotson, an act to amend Arkansas law concerning the Department of Transformation and Shared Services to change the name of the Department of Transformation and Shared Services. The reason this is called a shell bill is when you go to read the body, it just says the purpose of this act is to amend the law concerning blah, blah, blah. It just repeats the title. It doesn't actually lay out what the law is. So that really just signals that this is something he's working on and that's coming. Now, what will that rename be? Is it going to be based on a meme? I don't want to talk about it. The other shell bill to keep an eye on is House Bill 1327. This is an act to amend the law concerning the eligibility of certain retired employees under the state and public school life and health insurance program. Again, shell bill doesn't have any language in it yet, but it's something that'll be amended and they'll be working on in session. This is a signal to other lawmakers that they are working on this issue and will be taking the lead on it. Teacher retirement is always a huge issue in the legislature every session, so it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Right now, the legislature is not meeting on Fridays. That will change as it gets busier. There's no meetings happening, but there'll probably be some bills filed because got to check in and get that per diem if you live out of town. As always, this information is based on an initial reading of the policy and is not an in-depth analysis.